Bill Harris reached out to me and was like, Steve Camelli's doing something at the well to cover up the facade. He said something like, I'm going to be doing one side, do you want to take the other? And without even hesitation, I reached out. I was like, of course, sure, I'd love to. And mainly because, well, number one, Sunken Well has always been a great advocate, proponent for the arts. So it's kind of like a no-brainer in that respect. But as well, it is kind of a way to dig in and do something for the community that kind of lightens the spirits a bit during these times.
And you got to do it with your son.
Yeah. In fact, when I chatted with Steve about it, I was like, more than likely Diego's home, right?
Yeah.
He's, since the school's closed, I was like, he's gonna pitch in and help me. And Steve was totally into that. He's a big fan of Diego's artwork through the years. So
talk about what you did.
Oh, the content, yeah. Well, we were brainstorming. Diego actually came up with the phrase, wishing you well from the Sunken Well. And at the same time, I was like, what can I do that's kind of, really indicative of my experiences at the well? And obviously one of the fixtures at the bar is the otter. Typically he's holding like an oyster shell, like a clam shell kind of piece. So I thought, I should just take a snapshot of the otter and use that as the main figure. Obviously harking back to the days of the Otter House from years ago, but also just kind of paying homage to that.
So this was the beginning.
This is the process, yeah. Photograph of the otter in the bar, and Diego came up with the cheeseburger, and then I came over and did a quick kind of what they call a contour drawing, line drawing, just figuring out the shapes of what we're going to paint, and then from there we projected onto the panel and traced it and started painting.
How long does that all take you?
This whole thing was 2 weeks clear, meaning like I shot the photo at the end of Thursday, and then spent around a week kind of like fiddling with it, drawing, brainstorming, and it took about a week to paint as well.
So just so many levels. In fact, you're able to do this with your son. You do something like this with you and Bill kind of together, and in a time like this will be something you'll always remember.
Yeah. One would hope that when we all look back on this kind of era, they'll see this as kind of a silver lining altogether in terms of everything. And it is, it felt like a really a healthy and productive distraction from the kind of the rhythm, because even the past 6 weeks for us, it's been kind of pivoting. Every other day we're kind of pivoting on how to make our business work, what our daily schedule is looking like. And with something like this, knowing that we had a very short kind of timeline and deadline, it was kind of nice to say, okay, well, let's dedicate a couple hours every day, knock it out, and make a ritual of it to get it finished in time.
And it's a nice tie-in, like you mentioned, the arts community, the restaurant community have been so tight, and this really cements it.
Exactly, and really what's critical too is that between us posting on social media and the Sunken Well kind of reposting and sharing it, it becomes kind of its own kind of self-sufficient kind of news spin throughout the days. Once again, to keep people interested. And I've heard just anecdotally people out and about in the neighborhood walking their dogs or going out saying, I'd love to saw Bill's progress, looking forward to see what happens next. So that's good, because I think we need more good news in these times.